This video is brought to you by The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, now showing on YouTube. Just so you can kind of get an idea of what we see when we're talking, when you're on the show. So all the comments appear on the right-hand side. What's up, Scott? Top left-hand is the corner that shows you how many minutes we're on. Bottom right-hand there, it says live views. And then where Scott's name is right there, that's gonna like change constantly. Right. You'll see it populate like it just did where it said, yo, what's up, Johnny? So that's that. And then it's just gonna do what it just did. So if you're trying to follow that, don't even bother. Just don't even look at that because
hey, John is here.
Gonna confuse. Look at that. Yeah, it's Catalano. Yeah, don't even bother to like watch that because it's Fernando keeps an eye on that for the most part. So it's a lot of fun. These nuts in the house. What's up, Bobby? Well, good night, good afternoon. I don't know. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? We'll get to him in a minute. Thanks for tuning in as usual. Welcome to the Monday Night Show.
What's up, John?
Just a quick update. If you guys want to find shirts, where are the shirts? Teespring/store/5star. DNF Tool Drawer is a place where you can find all the cool tools we use. And of course, Patreon. For those of you guys that are Patreon members or want to become Patreon members, the podcast now is a Patreon video. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get the podcast as a video, and you're the only ones that are going to get that as a video. It'll never be released to anyone else other than the Patreon guys. The other people will get it as a audio podcast that they can download or listen to a week later, so you get it a week early. So another reason why you should become a Patreon, right?
Yeah.
I know. How
definitely.
cool. How was your weekend, Fernando?
That was awesome, man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to give me?
Oh,
how was yours?
It was good.
It was phenomenal.
You had 2 days?
I had 2 days.
You suck. All right, so for those of you wondering who the guy is in the purple shirt, this is Mike Eckley from AAMP Global. What do you do there, Mike?
I am a regional sales manager for Florida, quote unquote, Team Phantom, Florida.
So that's the eastern part of the country.
Right. Well, Florida.
Florida.
Just Florida.
Just Florida.
Right.
Yeah, we're our own little blend of whatever it is.
Everybody had their own.
So we had, if you guys are familiar, if a lot of you guys obviously watch the show, he chimes in every now and then and answers questions for us. So we thought, hey, wouldn't it be easier just to have him here? Not that we're going to let him answer questions, because we have questions for him.
Great.
Lots of fun. So let's get started, shall we? How long have you been at AMP?
I've been in AMP. This will be going on my 3rd year.
That's been that long.
It's been that year. Yeah.
Jeez,
Yep.
dude, time flies.
February will be year 3 for the Phantom program.
Okay.
So
okay, now that you say the Phantom program.
Yes.
Right.
What is the Phantom program?
Exactly. Like people ask, what is the Phantom?
So the Phantom program is we're a hybrid role of a little bit of everything that AMP offers, right? So from technical support to marketing support to merchandising, so POP, merchandising of stores, we go in and train about new products. But we also work with the shops as a business partner in developing the relationship one-on-one with, myself with the owner, or working with you about products that you guys use back here, things of that nature. So we can essentially touch all facets of the business, and that's where the Phantoms have to be extremely diversified with what they do. There are some of us that are really good at marketing.
Right.
There's some of us that are really good at technical.
Right.
So from the 9 guys that make up the Phantom team,
right,
we kind of lean on each other. We have our own little chat group that we stay involved in all day long.
Say hi to Mel.
Yep, I'll say hi to Mel.
Love Mel. Mel's the dude. Love my Mel.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
And it's just it's kind of a way to get back out there and guerrilla market the territory.
Yeah, put a face to the name and a name to the face, and move the product out, which is cool. Now you have an inside guy that handles the actual ordering and the day-to-day stuff, because obviously you can't be at every dealer at every moment of the day.
No, not
so
at all.
Who's your inside guy?
So my inside guy is Kevin Gladfelter. He is my 95% inside guy.
Yeah.
So
he's been there forever.
Kevin's going on 29 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one of the things that kind of drew me.
Jeff, and they look good in purple.
And
nice.
they look good in purple,
that's kind of what drew me to AMP, was just the average tenure of people at AMP.
Yeah, it's a long time.
15 to 16 years on average.
Wow.
So that's incredible to say to a company, just in general. So like I said, it was kind of just a good opportunity. I believed in what the Phantom team was going to go out here and do.
Right.
And that was get back in touch with the dealer base that actually built AMP.
Now, as a Phantom team member, you get a Phantom truck.
Yes, sir, I do.
So you, what truck is yours?
So I have actually Phantom 1, which Jeff Smith, the guy you see popping up in the comments all the time.
They know who Jeff is.
Jeff built that one November 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was introduced at CES that same year in 2016.
Okay.
So that was, and then we came out, or they unveiled the entire program the following February.
Okay.
So we had another member, Jason Denton.
What is the Phantom 1 truck?
So the Phantom 1 truck is a little bit of everything that encompasses AMP. So
what kind of truck is it, though?
It's a 2016 Chevy Silverado.
Okay. All right.
Light duty truck, six cylinder, can't get out of its own way if we were pushing it. But it's a great truck.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to turn 65,000 miles on a truck that literally had 2 on it when I got it.
Wow.
Jesus.
So what it has inside?
Inside the truck, the audio system obviously is all Phoenix Gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Interfacing is PAC and Echo Master because we have the camera system on that truck. So we have the light duty mirror caps with the front camera, rear camera integration, the whole 9 yards. We have our ThinkWare product in it. We have our iData Link or iData Start product in it.
What was that? I didn't hear anything.
So it encompasses everything. The truck is road-killed, top to bottom, inside. You know, just an amazing amount. It's like getting in and closing the door in a high-end car in that little $16,000 truck. Right?
That's awesome.
So
and it's purple.
And it's purple.
And it's purple, just like the
You
shirt.
can't miss it.
Checking in from soccer practice. What's
Hello
up, Indy?
from Hawaii.
Yeah, aloha,
Yeah.
hello from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay, that of course wasn't your first job in the car audio.
No.
So let's go way back. Let's go back to back in time. So everyone here knows Bill Freeman, who's is an acquaintance of yours as well.
Very much so. Bill and I have been around the block together a long time.
A couple times.
Does it have a DSP?
Doesn't have a DSP.
Yes,
in
it does, Jeff.
No DSP. No DSP for you.
Phoenix Gold 8.8.
There you go.
There you go.
So
So let's go back to the Prince wants his truck back. Purple Rain, baby. Let's go back to the early days when Mike was a wee young lad. Where did you get your start in the joy that we call car audio?
So I grew up in DeLand, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, which is in Volusia County, right outside of Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Just for a reference, so people can understand where it is. If it wasn't for Stetson University, DeLand would not exist.
Probably not.
Okay, so I grew up there. I bought my first stereo car radio from Cartoons in DeLand from Frank Barker.
Your wife's
my
chiming
wife's
in.
chiming in.
that's awesome. The support is good.
So I
Yep.
bought my first radio from Frank and Bobby, his brother, in 1991 and a half.
Okay.
That was the summer I turned 16 and got my first car.
How old are you?
44.
Really?
You don't have to ask, man.
Because I all of a sudden just felt really old.
Yeah.
He's got more gray than me though, so you win. Okay.
Yeah, can't hide it. So,
But he's got a nice thing on top. I got a hole in the back. But okay. So bought your first stereo.
Yep.
1991 too.
So then it evolved into
What kind of stereo did you buy? Let's go there. What did you get?
my first. God, I can't remember the model number.
What brand? No,
Alpine.
you bought an Alpine. Okay.
I bought an Alpine, and then shortly later, I went back and I bought my first set of amplifiers, which were the old LA Sound Laguna amps.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a pair of W1s
What's that, Adam?
Okay.
on that, and a set of MB Court
Addis here.
6-inch coaxes.
Jason's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had that in the system, and it was just kind of piecemeal.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
Frank, and when I was still in high school, I
Right.
was kind of the mouthpiece for the shop,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh yeah. I know that feeling.
They gave me some deals to then
Yeah.
bring my friends in and do things like that. So I was always known as the audio guy, and it just kind of evolved from there.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when did you get your first job, and what was it?
So when I graduated from high school, had some friends in the industry, kind of already started meeting people. Todd Ramsey was one of the first guys that took me under his wing
Okay.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
So 1994, 95-ish.
I just wanted my wife just threw me under the bus and says you're just oldie.
Yeah, he
Today's
is.
her birthday.
Yes.
She's the same age. Deal with it.
Wow.
Okay.
Indy, yes. If you want to send it, we happy to receive those shirts, man. Thank
Somebody
you.
did ask about the no, the air compressor is off. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm sorry.
So, like I said, it graduated high school, moved out west.
Moved out west.
Went out west.
Why?
Because the mecca of car audio was, everything was out west. You know, Arizona,
Okay,
California.
Arizona I could see.
So I moved to Arizona.
Okay, well
So
that
I
would
moved
make
to
sense.
I
Yeah.
moved to Phoenix, Arizona in 1994.
Okay.
Walked in, literally grabbed the newspaper, drove into town, grabbed the newspaper,
Right.
and started looking. And
Okay.
I went and worked for a multi-store chain out there called, oh good God, it just skipped my brain, sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, started
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there and it
yeah.
evolved into me working for Lightning Audio at 21 years old.
Okay.
And I went in there
That was
when they
pre
were,
Rockford.
that was pre-Rockford. That
Yep.
was also the same year that they developed the entire accessory line.
Yeah, because that
So-
was what Lightning Audio was known for back in
Lightning
the
was
day.
just caps.
Yeah.
So
caps.
when I walked in, they were just capacitors, and we made every capacitor for everyone in the industry.
Really?
Wow.
So back then it was Lightning Audio, and they literally printed all the sleeves in house because they were heat shrunk.
Yeah.
So we had one lady that did all the printing,
That's
and we
funny.
had guys that literally ground the caps to give them that brushed aluminum look.
Yeah.
Slipped a sleeve over it and heat shrunk it in house, put them in the box, and shipped them to Rockford, shipped them to MTX, shipped them to Esoteric.
Were you there when Rockford bought them?
I was there when Rockford bought them, so I worked from them all the way through that progression of getting to where Rockford bought the company,
Okay.
and Rockford came in and kind of leveled everybody.
Yeah.
At
It
that point,
destroyed the company.
It was what it was, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
At that time, there, yes,
What's up, Bill?
we were the core of the company. However, they already had the culture and the sales team.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was just kind of like, bring us in,
Destroy you. And,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
'Cause
then
those
from
are-
there.
I did like what Rockford did with the product there in that first
Right.
go around with the whole toxic waste, build
Yeah,
up the amp, add the
given-
capacitor,
Right.
add the fans.
Give it the module capabilities,
Yeah.
things like that.
I thought that was the coolest thing, and we sold so much of that
What's up,
stuff.
Billy?
So that was fun.
So-
All right, so obviously
Went
Rockford
from-
comes in.
Rockford comes in and gives us all the boot. Well,
Boot,
at
boot,
night, for the last year I was at Lightning,
Yeah.
I was working on this little top secret project.
Okay.
It all became the Team Gates project, the Bronco.
Okay. Elm Gates.
Right. So
Okay.
when it became the PPI project, after Signature Audio built it and put it on the map, PPI took it in house
All right.
and evolved it to what we all know it in the industry was today.
Right.
Well, that was a team of about 7 guys that built that. I was
Okay.
the wire monkey on that thing.
Poor
So,
guy, but
yeah,
okay.
exactly. About almost 2 full miles of wire in that truck.
I'm sure,
Wow.
if not more.
So Lightning Audio was the title sponsor.
Okay.
We did all the batteries, we did all the lightning, we did all the cabling, we did capacitors that did not work in the truck, but they were there. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
they
what
look
built
cool.
Lightning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was a
awesome.
marketing vehicle, and everybody kind of got into it, and it was cool because it actually involved me into going to work for Precision Power.
So you worked for
Wow.
PPI.
So I worked for PPI when it was owned by Ted Gunther and Jeff Schoon
So
before Extant.
I was gonna say,
So, like I said, I went through a
I'm
roller
picking up
coaster.
on a pattern here. It's
Yep.
not real well.
So Precision Power went through their cycle,
Yes.
and they were bought out by ADST.
Yes.
So
Who
I
bought
went-
everybody? Korean
Right.
Jacobs.
Yep.
Yep.
So
you
I
bought
went to
everybody.
work for Orion. They
Okay.
actually kept me, and I became the senior technical manager for Orion for ADST.
Okay.
So I was under ADS, Orion, Apogee,
Yep.
Precision Power, and I grew that in.
Because that
I was
didn't
with
last
them
too
for-
long.
I was with them for 4 years roughly.
Yeah.
And
And then they
then-
sold most of it to.
Yeah, they
Directed.
started selling stuff off.
Yeah.
We kind of saw what was
Writing on the
heading,
wall.
and everybody grabbed their preserver, and out the door we went.
So how long? So okay.
So right now we're about 11 and a half years of my career.
Okay, God,
Okay.
that was a lot for 11 and a half years.
Yeah.
You're constantly moving.
Yeah,
So,
so-
but you're still in New Mexico.
But I'm still in the valley. I'm
Okay.
still in Phoenix.
Yep.
And then I went to, I don't know, at
This
the
is
time,
not all about you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's all
Mr.
about
Truman,
him.
anytime.
Yeah.
So like I said, it kind of evolved. It brought me back to Florida. I was homesick.
Okay.
So
So you're out of work. It's time to come back to Florida.
we came back home, and there was a couple other things that brought me back this way, but it brought me back here to realize about 6 months of
Yeah.
being home
Yeah.
that I missed the industry. I missed the manufacturing side of the world. right?
Okay, that's understandable.
So I had some friends from the industry.
Yeah.
Sent some resumes out, and I got a call from MB Court in Boston when they were
Okay.
up in Walpole,
Yeah.
Massachusetts. So I went to work for MB Corp.
Oh my
so
gosh,
this is where it
Jesus.
gets really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mr. Digos, and then I go way back.
Yeah.
So went to work with Brian Sherman, brought me into
Okay.
MB Corp. And
Right.
lo and behold, 18 months later, who do you think walks in the door? Rockford.
Oh wow.
That's right, because they owned them for a little
Right.
while.
So Rockford buys us.
Yeah.
So I'm literally
jeez.
I'm sitting in front of the same lady that gave me my pink slip
Yeah.
at Lightning,
Was she laughing?
and I said, "You recognize me, right?" And she says, "Yes." And I said, "We're not doing this again, are we?" And she says, "Yes."
Yes.
Yes, we are.
I said, "Okay." So I immediately called Mark Fukuda,
Okay.
who was running RTTI at Rockford at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I know that you guys are getting ready for SEMA. I know you're building cars. You need
Yeah.
help. I know you need help.
Yeah.
And I know you need a trainer for
Yeah. Yeah.
MB Corp."
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I'm getting a plane ticket and I'm going to Phoenix.
Okay.
So
Back
I
to
literally
Phoenix.
went Phoenix, Florida, Boston.
So
to
how long were
Phoenix.
you at MB Corp before it went bye-bye?
18 months.
18 months.
18 months. So I spent 2 winters in Boston
Jeez.
to
oh,
realize
man.
I'll never want to be in snow ever again.
Yeah, I come from the snow. I'm from Michigan, so I took my kid, my wife and daughter up to Michigan in the winter, and we went 2 years in a row, and I was like, this was dumb.
Yeah, why'd I do this?
Yeah, well, because they thought it was fun. I learned that I suck in cold weather.
Yeah.
So now we're back at Rockford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doing trainings, doing the RTTI
Yep, so-
program. For those who don't know the RTTI program, that's their online database. So if you guys want to learn a bunch of stuff about Rockford and you don't want to watch our videos, you can watch some really boring videos with the same music through them all. We had to do those. Rockford had a program where if you did all the RTTI, they sent you a free backpack. So
Right.
we were the first 2 people to actually complete that, because we did nothing for a full weekend other than watch our, with what was his name, the tall guy. Anyways, the music was identical through everything. They couldn't get a budget to put together like more than one song, so it was like you're just stop. Okay, so
So we're at RTTI.
we're at RTTI.
It's me, Jason Digos,
Okay.
Mark Fukuda, Kyle Witherspoon. He was the Lightning Audio kind of face at that time. And we were doing, before the videos that you guys
Yeah,
are talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
now, we were doing actually Top Gun trainings
Yes.
here in Phoenix.
Yep,
where
I
we
remember those.
Bring the top 25 dealers in all over.
Yep.
Do some in-house hands-on training. We managed the competition team, so it evolved us from, back then MB Corp had the comp team. That's where I met Jeff Smith
Okay.
many moons ago.
Yeah. Poor guy.
And like I said, it just, this industry, I think we spoke about, this industry's small.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's very small, but yet it seems so big. But a lot of us have worked together for a really long time, so it's a lot of fun.
So my funny Jason Digo story. So he was Diamond,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes in here, and we're talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I used to be a Rockford," and we got to talk about the Rockford 360, the original Rockford
Right.
360,
When you
the
had the
first
Palm Pilot,
Pilot.
yeah.
And I was like, man, I that totally turned me off for the Rockford 360 because you could never get the Bluetooth to connect. And he starts laughing. He goes, "You want to know why?" And I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because we get bags of Bluetooth chips in, and the guys in the back will cut the bags open and dump them into the bins, and then of course they just reach in, pull one out, and we didn't know at the time that once you open, the whole static, and it just
Right.
would hose every Bluetooth module that there was." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Oh, that was great." I was like, "Awesome, thanks, that's phenomenal." All right, so as we know, the RTTI thing and all that, you were there for a couple years?
Yeah, I was there for almost 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So you turned that phone call into 7 years.
Right.
That's great.
So then I got
Did Brian Schmidt come in there at any time?
Brian was there already. So
Okay.
Brian was already there. And when Brian left, we stayed on a couple more years, and we built some more cool cars. And
Yeah.
we built the 350Z after Brian left, and then we built the Hummer.
Okay.
And then I think that was our last vehicle.
And then the
Digo stories.
stories.
We don't have enough time for that, sir. So no, Digos and I are some really close family. I mean, these guys that we work together, like you guys work together.
Yeah.
We were in the bays, we were on the road together,
Yeah.
and we grounded out.
Yeah.
So we all got real nice tight. We knew everybody's kids and birthdays, and we did birthday
yeah.
parties together. I mean, it was.
Well, it's not a huge industry.
No,
I mean, let's be
no.
honest. I mean, like we were just talking with Digos 2 months ago at Knowledge Fest. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's certain guys, hey, what's going on? You know, and we
Right.
took the tour of his new venture that he has with Larry Penn and the whole Brax and Helix thing, which was freaking impressive.
Yeah.
Their setup there was silly. All right, we won't talk about Jason. He needs to come on the show so we can talk about him when he comes on the show.
Bring
What
him
the
to
heck?
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can stay at the house if you need.
There you go.
So
Okay, so 7 years at Rockford doing that, and then somehow do we end up back in?
yep. So I got a crappy
Back in-
phone call.
Yep.
My dad passed away,
Oh,
and my brother at that time had just turned 10.
okay.
So me being me,
Yep.
I got to come home and help family.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a family-owned business. My grandfather started it in the late 50s.
What kind of business was it?
Small engine repair, commercial equipment.
Really?
Yep. So I grew up in a shop.
Okay,
I
yeah.
grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up building things. I grew up tearing things apart. I grew
Yeah.
up fixing stuff.
Well,
so
that's
just
usually how it
evolved.
goes. You know, you just all of a sudden pick up a router and be like, "Pfft,
Yeah,
problem,
I got
bro."
this.
Yeah, I mean,
So, like I
Maybe,
said,
but-
it brought me back home. It was in my dad's will that basically my brother and I were not going to success the business.
No. He's like, I'm booking my flight.
oh, booking your flight, yeah, for
Bring it.
sure. So, yes.
Yeah, it brought me back home. I took a couple months off, helped
Right.
that get closed and ironed
Yeah,
out, and
yeah.
get my mom settled, and
Yeah.
opened up my shop in Jacksonville.
So let's recap real quick just to get caught up on this freaking adventure, man.
The
Holy
big
Jesus.
train.
So this has been like 19 years. I'm doing
Yeah,
about 19 years
right.
in my head. So love for car audio drove you to Arizona because back in the 90s that was the mecca, as it were, which is funny, is the mecca of car audio.
Yeah.
So you get a job at Lightning. Lightning turns into
Rockford.
Precision Power, Orion, MB Court, back to
Court.
Rockford.
Yep.
Unfortunate family event. Back to Florida.
Yep.
Now we open our own store. We've decided we've had enough of this insider crap. I want to be the captain of my own ship.
At that time, it's like, okay, I want to practice what I've been preaching,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
That was my thought process.
Yeah, put into practice. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, I'm out here talking this. I know enough about the business at this point. I'm pretty confident, right? So I take the leap of faith and I jump.
Okay.
We opened up the shop, and we primarily didn't do a lot of foot traffic. We didn't do a lot of day-to-day. We were off the cut.
Okay.
We
yeah.
did project-based vehicles. Well, I got a bus from a guy out of Miami
Okay.
to take a RV and convert it into a big party bus.
Oh yeah, lots of fun
Right.
there.
So we took a 35-foot motorhome
Yeah.
and literally gutted it from the front windshield to the back windshield
Ooh.
and turned it into a
Wow.
giant limo.
Oh yeah.
Full service bar,
Yeah.
TVs, tons of just goofy stuff.
I did a cigar bar out of an Airstream.
Yeah,
That sucked.
I would have chosen that.
Oh yeah.
We
It
s-
still sucked.
We spent 6.5 months building that truck, and
Yeah.
that was literally our first start. But that was like it was a pretty lucrative job.
I was 6 months worth of work. Yeah.
And we funneled in a few other things.
So who was working with you? Yeah.
So I took no car audio guys. I didn't bring anybody in that knew anything about car audio.
Makes sense.
Okay, I brought in, when we were building the shop, this young kid, Keith Kelly, back then was doing all my drywall work, him and his dad.
Okay.
Keith had this uncanny ability to just feather texture, and I'm just watching the technique.
Yeah.
Right? It's flat panel, right?
Yeah.
But you know how hard it is
Oh
to
yeah.
finesse
No.
drywall?
No. Yes.
Okay, so I'm like,
why I
in my
pay
mind,
people.
I'm going, okay, if this guy can take mud and make it look that clean on
Yeah.
flat board and give it texture that you can't see nothing,
Yeah.
imagine what I could take him and teach him to do with Bondo.
Oh yeah.
So I
For
just
sure.
said, hey man, are you into car audio? And he's like, oh yeah, I got a system, I need somebody to take a look at it. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
So it evolved into, he came over after work to
Right.
finish the drywall, and I'd work on his truck.
Okay.
Well, then it just kind of evolved in, I don't want to do this with my dad for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why don't you come work part-time for me?
Okay.
And I taught him to be a really good finisher,
Yeah.
which then evolved into a good technician.
Yeah.
He's working for Comcast now up in the Panhandle.
A lot of guys are,
But,
unfortunately.
he realized, through the duration, but I took another kid out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
was just a mathematician wizard. I mean, the guy was just, you could
Yeah.
give him numbers and he'd spit them back to you with the right answer, right? And Craig had a passion for car audio.
Not me. Okay.
Well, he's now working on a nuclear naval ship,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
doing fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Car Audio
Let him there.
let them there, right?
Yeah.
So these guys worked with me for the time up, the time down, and we sold the business to another shop, which where I got back in touch with Bill.
Okay.
So Bill, when I worked at Rockford, was my mag sales rep for Rockford.
Okay.
So when I came back to the shop, he was my rep,
Right.
selling me Rockford and other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, then my shop gets sold to a shop in Jacksonville called Overdrive Audio.
Okay.
And I was building stuff for Billy part-time for the shop because
Okay.
he didn't have anybody doing custom
Yeah.
work. And it just came up to one night, Shane, the owner, was like, hey, we want to really get into this, we'll buy you out.
Yeah. Why
And
not?
I'm like, okay.
yeah. Well, bye.
Yeah. And I stayed on with them for 3 years.
Okay.
2.5, 3 years. And then the Sony gig came up,
Which is Dow.
which was, it was before Dow.
Was
So
before Dow.
I was the product director or product manager, kind of like the Phantom guy
Okay.
for Sony.
Okay.
And I was tied to Dow for
Okay.
the state of Florida. And it was basically like help them get this product line moving again.
So what year was this?
2010, 2011.
Okay.
Wow.
So
That would make sense. Okay.
So at that point, Dow was Sony, and they were Sirius XM. As
Yes.
far as car audio was concerned, that was it.
Yeah.
They had
Because there was no Sony presence here in Florida at all.
there was 86 dealers in the entire state.
Which is like nothing.
Nothing.
That's
So-
like St. Pete.
We showed Dow that with a little bit of help, we grew the dealer base.
Yes.
Which then, how do we get to the next plateau? Well, we need to offer more than this.
Yes.
So I was brought in to help kind of kickstart that whole 12-volt program at Dow.
Okay. So did you work for Dow or did you work for Sony?
I worked for Dow. I was
Okay.
brought in now to Dow to get the 12-volt program moving.
So did Dow take you away from Sony or did Sony
It
just
was-
say go work for Dow?
Kind of a little bit of mutual.
Oh, okay.
both.
Give and push.
Right.
Okay. So no one was brought in to replace you,
No.
but they were going to start having to pay the bill to have you.
Sure.
More or less.
Yes.
We'll go that way.
Yeah,
that
we'll go
sounds,
that way.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like I said, we did that deal with Dow for.
And I think that's when we got introduced to Sony because
Yep.
you guys made the mistake of having a Sony training one day and offering killer deals if you came and gave away a set of headphones. So
Right.
Paul, being Paul, was like,
Let's go.
let's go, they're giving away headphones and they're going to have a deal. And I think we spent, dude, they had the woofers were like some obscenely inexpensive price and the speakers, everything was like just, and
Half
Paul bought everything. He was
Yeah.
he's sitting there going to me, how many do you think I should buy? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's a deal.
I think we still
It was back
have.
when we launched GS.
Yes, it was back when we launched GS. He bought everything. I think we actually still have a few amplifiers left from that purchase. Believe it or not. Because we bought so much
I know.
stuff.
I remember.
And everyone was just, and it was funny because after that, Dow was like, well, we don't want to do any business with 5-star. We don't want to do any business with 5-star. And we're like,
Whatever.
yeah. Because Paul was like, I want the deal. And they're like, we don't want to do business.
Right.
Paul seems like a pack rat. Paul is a pack rat. There is no question about Paul's pack rat ability. Just to tangent that, Paul's sales approach is, if you guys have ever watched the original Hellboy, you ever see the original Hellboy?
It's been a long
A
time.
long time, but there was a beast in Hellboy that the curse was every time you kill one, two will form in its place. Okay, so Hellboy, of course, had to figure that out because he kills one, two little things come off, and two of them are born. So Paul's approach to sales are, if I can sell one, then I should order two, because if I sold one, then chances are someone's going to buy the next one, and then I'll have two. So
Right.
anytime somebody buys one of something, then we
Buy
buy
two
two
more.
the next time,
Yeah.
because, well,
You want-
now we
that's
know
what-
how to sell it.
That's what typically you want to happen.
Yeah, well, no, that's usually what happens. And my funny story on that one is when I first started here, we had this Planet Audio 5-channel amp on the board. And that's what I said, because I was like, oof, really? Because I'm coming from AVE. We
Right.
didn't sell that stuff. I'm unfamiliar with it. Well, this customer came in, and it was like, it was a match made in heaven. And I sold it, and I was like, oh, yes! That thing is off the wall. Awesome. 2 days later, it's back on the wall. And I'm like, what just happened? He goes, you sold it. And I go, and?
Right.
Well, you sold it, so I had to get another one. And I was like,
And
no,
I
I
have
sold
an
it, so
extra
you
over
wouldn't
there.
have to get another one. And he was like, No, well, that guy needed it. What if the next guy comes in and he needs it? So I learned that lesson that day, that this is going to be a different experience than I was used to at the previous place.
Right.
So from then on, it's just kind of evolved into that train of thought. If we can sell one, then we need to have two. So I just when I'm responsible for ordering stuff, I just order two from the get-go.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm just going to have two because
Right.
chances are good.
Go
Might
from
as
there.
well,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and then it's just silly. All right, so we're at Dow,
Yep.
and we're pushing the new Sony GS line, and that's a lot of fun. And honestly, that was fun. I like that line was like,
Well,
wow.
it showed Sony corporate that there's still the independent specialists that
yeah.
need this product. And that was honestly we verbalized for a year before GS came out to bring ES back,
Yes.
and we were told no, it'll
Right.
never happen.
Right.
So then they gave us the compromise was
GS. Yeah.
So
And it was good stuff.
Yeah.
It still is, obviously,
Well,
but I mean,
GS,
yeah,
good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. But I mean, as a guy that had been putting Explode stuff in, to see this stuff, it was like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is
Here
a
we go.
whole, this
Yeah.
is nice. And it was like, it was all bi-ampable. It had giant crossovers on it. It was like, dude, I think every one of those that we sold was for a bi-amp system.
Mhm.
You know, because it was like every GM that came in with the bi-amp 6x9 in the back, they
Right.
got the Sonys.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, it was awesome.
That was
Yeah.
the one big thing when we were doing the
CBA,
trainings, is showing the
C90.
flexibility of the
Yeah,
product.
yeah. And of course,
because
me,
at that time, the price point that
oh, it
that
was
matched,
insane.
nobody had that feature
Nobody
set.
had nothing. Yeah.
So,
So we do our tour of duty at Dow,
right.
and then from Dow you end up at
So I'm at a show, a dealer event, and I run into Jeff Smith,
okay,
and Jeff says, "Hey, we need to talk,"
okay.
and here we are.
So Jeff conned you into this one, huh?
Yeah, Jeff conned me into this one, which I can't be mad at him at the end of the day.
No,
It's
it's been a good thing.
It's been a lot of fun. We got a lot more work to do. You know,
Yeah.
into the years coming. AMP's got a super positive message. You know,
Yeah.
and we've got a lot of new products that are going to be map protected moving into the year. Which
Yeah, the new Pro.
the new Radio Pro Advanced.
Yep, that's it.
We've got new Stinger X coming. You know, which
Yeah. Oh, coming and gone.
yeah, it came in and it's already
Came
gone.
in and went. I was like,
Yeah.
hey kid, no.
Yeah,
All right.
not yet.
Dang.
So in
I'm looking forward to the 9-footers. I'm not gonna lie. The
Yeah.
most exciting thing out of the X was the 9-footers. I was like, 9-foot RCAs.
optical cables.
I got those. That was the
Yeah.
only thing you guys weren't out
Right,
of.
we can get you those right now today.
I ordered some. and
so-
when we were that brand we were talking about earlier, before we started, and I was
Right.
like, yeah, those aren't really that great. They suck.
Right.
We did optical out of that into something else, and it's just been a nightmare because wasn't ready for prime time. Dang. All right, so obviously you have a car, and
Yep.
you've had cars.
Yes.
Let's talk about cars, because nothing's better than car audio. Than what did you have? What cars have you had that you put cool stuff in? So that first car that we talked about had the Alpine and had the LA sounds, right?
91
the
Honda Civic hatchback.
91. Okay, so you had the bubble back.
I had the bubble back.
91 Honda Civic hatchback. What'd you put in it?
Two JL10s, set of 6.5 inch coaxes in the front door, so the old QM160s.
Okay.
Had those in the front doors, Alpine CD player in the dash, and the amplifier stashed underneath the front seats.
Okay. Wow,
And
was
an audio
tight.
control 2XS.
Okay, the
Because that
crossover.
was back then, the amplifiers didn't have crossovers.
No, they didn't.
So you had to do everything that way, and it was fun.
Wow.
So it's funny. One of the guys on here is Jason out of
Oregon.
Oregon. They run Stereo Kings out of Oregon. It's a
Yep.
multi-store chain up there.
Yep.
And I'm texting back and forth with him right now. We've become good friends because of the show.
Right.
And his brother has a 225 HCCA and a 250 HCCA original style Orion before the moon with the little things. It's the whole moon with the stars and all that
Right.
crap, flat red. I'm like,
So underneath the chassis, all the chipsets.
No.
and Before that.
first generation, like
Oh,
88,
holy crap.
86, 88 type.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, he sent me a video today. He was testing it to see if it still worked, and I was like, oh God, you suck.
So, so I ran across just from my heyday, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you. I find
Yeah.
old stuff and get
Yeah.
geeked out a minute.
Yeah, a minute.
So I'm at a shop and they're doing a rebuild on
Mhm.
a boat.
Yep.
And they're pulling out these old PC amplifiers from when I worked at Precision Power.
Okay.
Okay, this was, and
Yeah.
so I grab one and I flip it over and I look at the back and I look at the serial number because I remember how to read the numbers to what it tells you. They were some of the last amplifiers that came off the line before everything changed.
Wow.
So I have a 2150.
Oh, you got them.
Two 375s and a 450 that literally, they don't have the boxes,
Yeah.
but they look, you can't even see the screw indentations on the
And
feet.
they were in a boat.
And they were in a boat, in an air-conditioned
That's
hull.
awesome.
Wow.
And they all work perfectly. All the connectors are there, everything. The guy says, I've had it for whatever,
Yeah,
like
200
12
years.
years.
Yeah, I don't want
want something new.
So
Wow.
we were looking at one of my dream amplifiers to own. I just want the heat sinks. To be honest with you, I don't care about the amplifier
Okay.
cuts. I just want the heat sinks. I want an Orion Beast. Okay, because I that was the amplifier when I was growing up. That was just that because we were the Orion dealer. Ed Firestone, just crazy, and that's all we sold. And it's like I always wanted that. I never got it. I mean, I've had the Macintosh, I've had all that crap, and sold it all, and I feel bad about it.
Right.
But the Orion Beast was always the amplifier that I wanted. And so I was thinking of other amps, and we were online this weekend, and I was showing Fernando the old ADCOM amplifiers when they did car audio for like 2 seconds.
Right, a year and a half.
Yeah, and then bye GFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you had a bubbleback Honda Civic. We had some cool stuff in that. What came after the bubbleback?
I drove that literally till the engine blew up and the wheels fell off.
I assumed that because it was a Honda. That's
Right.
all you do
So,
with Hondas.
and-
Honda
and-
guys drive them until they die.
In 1999, I bought the Civic Si when they reintroduced the red, blue,
So you're a
and black.
Honda guy.
Oh yeah, I was big time.
Oh my gosh.
So
all right.
I bought that and I built that for Orion, and it was the
Okay.
centerpiece on the Orion's booth. So Scott Owens was the premium builder on that thing, and I helped Scott do it and get it for the show, and had that car. We did a really good friend of mine. Probably one of the best mechanics I've ever met. To this day, I can pick up the phone and literally hold the phone up to the car and say, "What's wrong with it?" And the guy will decode it over the phone.
Wow.
Right? Met him when I was in Boston,
Okay.
so decided I wanted to make a Fast and the Furious car, right?
of
Because that was
course.
what you did back
Stickers, man. It's all
Yeah.
about the stickers.
then. The
Stickers
more
make it
stickers on it, the
faster.
faster it will go. So we carbon fiber hood, we kitted it, wheels, tires, Brembo brakes,
Okay.
on data in the dash. I mean, just went nuts.
Okay.
Built the bottom end, did a dart block, 500 horsepower. I mean, we were planting 350 horsepower to the front tires.
And you could beat every Corvette on the road, right?
We ate them for lunch.
Ate them for lunch. Mustangs
So-
weren't even Corvettes.
So, and it was actually kind of funny, the night we tuned the car for the very first time.
5 miles per hour per sticker.
Yep, that was it.
Yep. Aaron
So-
taking some stickers.
I flew Doug out to Arizona to do the final build on it.
Okay.
And he's sitting in the front seat, punching numbers into the tuner. And he's like, okay, punch it. And he's taking data and he's doing fun stuff. And this vet comes screaming by us on the 101 going up to Scottsdale. We're going to one of the little car meets.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, we got this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, I'm all giggles at that point, right?
Yeah, of course, because you're flying down the road in a little
So we
Honda
go
Civic.
zooming up beside him, and I almost remember Doug's face because he looks over at the guy, rolls the window down, and just kind of gives him, the finger,
and you take off.
and he's like, punch it, and we just blast past him. And it was that total scene out of Fast and the Furious where he eats the
Only
Ferrari.
if you had lights underneath the car. Did you have lights underneath the car?
We did.
Okay, awesome. No,
We
hey,
did.
dude, trust me, I had
Back-
lights underneath. I had
It was
V3
a
neon
CES,
underneath
right?
my car.
Yes.
So
Yes, out of that car was at CES. It was up on the center riser at CES. Red car with white wheels back then.
Dean and Fernando are not going to SEMA.
Nope.
Unfortunately, our travels are pretty much over for this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because Dean's been having a good time traveling,
Oh, of course.
and Paul's not been having a good time because Dean is traveling. So
It
damn.
happens.
Yeah. He's got to figure that one out, I think, because Dean needs to travel.
Yeah.
So, Civics.
Yep.
What came after the Civics?
Um,
An Accord?
No.
Okay.
Well, my wife at the time had an Accord, but I
You didn't do nothing
I
to it.
touch
Yeah.
And
Of course
that
you
was
had.
that was the family mobile.
Yeah.
But
Had
then
to be at SEMA. Yeah. Poor guy.
I evolved into a convertible BMW. Don't know why.
3 Series?
3 Series.
Because
yeah,
it's a
330.
convertible, and you hit the point in your life where
Yeah.
I know that.
I mean, I went from working at RTTI to working in the sales department with Fukuda.
Right.
And why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I totally agree.
So
No CRX?
no
Yeah,
CRX.
right?
No, I've been looking for a CRX, but I have a specific one I'm looking for. So we'll see.
Which one are you looking for?
I want a red
Yeah.
SI 91 with
So is that the square or
that's
the bubble?
That's the squarish bubble. So
Okay.
it's the last year that they made it, and it went away.
Yeah.
And then it came back as the CRZ, right, or whatever.
So that was the
crap.
bubble. That
Right.
was the bubble that had the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had the moonroof that opened up
Yep.
over the top.
Yep.
That's the one I want. Because
Yeah.
it also has the slanted dash.
Yes.
It's not the square dash like
Correct.
in the Civic. It's
Yes.
the slanted dash. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I want it.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's kind of fun.
Wow.
See, Egos remembers the convertible. That was my what do they say, midlife crisis car.
Yeah, but you weren't in a midlife crisis.
Right now.
The car you want to buy now is your midlife crisis car.
I'm with it. I got a purple truck. I'm good.
No, come on. Okay, so that brings us to this. Is that your daily driver? You don't have a car of your own?
I have my wife, Michelle, has a 2017 Kia Niro
Okay.
that, you know, if anybody follows me on Facebook, we've been kind of getting into this whole recycling, energy kind of solar kind of
Yes,
thing.
yeah, you
So
just
we
redid all
the
that.
whole-
You remodeled
right.
your house. You put in the
Yep.
new kitchen.
Yep.
You put in the panels.
We did.
Yep.
Yeah, we've done it all, and we've been the best construction team you could hire was her and I.
Yeah, you
Nice.
guys did really nice work.
So
I was like,
So only you guys?
yeah.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
So
I mean,
we
I'll
did-
show you the pictures.
Yeah.
We
They-
demoed it.
Yeah.
We rewired it. We put it all back together.
And you did drywall, something I don't ever want.
We did all the drywall, but I paid a finisher.
Ah, okay, good.
So because I went and I'm like, okay, I need to buy a hopper and I need to buy this, and I'm like, I've never done it.
Yeah, it's
So I'm like-
terrible.
And my wife is like, okay, we're gonna spend $500 to try something you've never done,
Yeah, or just pay somebody.
or I can pay this guy that's on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
He'll come in and do it. He said he'll do it for $600, and I'm like,
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
it.
Yeah.
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 the guy came in and literally was like gone in 2 hours.
Yeah, I did drywall once, and that was enough to tell me I never wanted to drywall again. And that was, I mean, to be honest, I don't want to fix anything in my house
Right.
because it's like I don't want to. But
I get hammered with it all the time.
yeah, well, what you guys did was like I'm just looking there going,
Right.
nope, nope.
Yeah, the minute that first picture where she's got the hammer in the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now, so her car, have we done anything to her car?
Yes, it's actually got a full Phoenix system in it.
Okay.
That car actually is straight out of the deck is pretty clean signal. The only thing is you need resistance. So we did
Oh, really?
an LP5 4.
Okay.
Came out of that high level into RCA's.
So the
RCA's.
LP54's resistance was enough,
Yep, it
Oh.
worked perfectly. It was just
Okay.
enough to keep the system on.
which is surprising because
Yeah.
it doesn't work on anything else.
Yeah, 100 ohms. It's
Yeah.
really high.
Yeah.
So like I said, we did that. It's got a Phoenix Gold SX2 1206 active on the front end.
Okay.
So all 4 channels
Yep.
on the front, and then 5 and 6 on a single 12 sealed.
So I was talking with Nathan the other night, and we were putting our dream list together for Phoenix Gold, and
Yeah.
it's this speaker that I wish somebody would come out with, and I know no one ever will, but so a 2.5 inch with a tweeter in the center.
So a
Okay.
Midler coax.
Okay, but by amp,
Right.
so it's tweeter, it's 2 inch,
Right.
and it's 6x9, so it's a full 3-way set
At that point, why don't you just go to a 3?
because the 3 won't fit in the dash of a truck.
The average.
So we got a 2.5 inch
Right.
coaxial.
Okay.
With a 6x9 3-way active or passive. Comes with a big passive cool crossover because we understand that it's
Right.
this.
You got to divide it.
Yeah,
Right.
but that would fit in every GM, every Dodge, the new Toyotas.
Ford.
No, it wouldn't fit in a Ford.
Well,
Because
'cause
the
it's
Ford
got
is a
the
tweeter.
1-inch tweeter, right?
Unless you're Alpine and you put a 6-inch mid in the pillar. 'Cause you're just
Crazy.
you're Alpine.
Yeah.
And they didn't. You know what the stupid thing was? Is they actually have the speaker for that,
Right.
but they didn't use it because it's not a over-the-counter speaker. It's part of a kit. Yeah, we don't keep me there with Alpine and their crazy thoughts. But we're sitting there and I was like, man, that would be the coolest. And I had just been a kicker and I told them that would be the coolest. And they all looked at me like I was on crack. And I'm like, why is this so crackful? And then the one guy I was talking to that actually made the most sense, and they're like, that'll probably never happen, which I thought was funny. He goes, because the Japanese won't buy it.
Right.
And I'm like, but the Japanese just came out with 2 sets of 6x9" components, that company.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, they'll buy it. You make it, they'll buy it. Give me a break. But that would be awesome. And yeah, so one of these days, Dean talking smack. Dean's not talking smack. Dean just wants what he wants. And he wants some company to make it. That's half the time when I call Nathan, my conversations are usually like this. Hey, you know what'd be really cool?
Right.
And he goes, oh yeah, okay, bye. And just leave, and then I just know he's sitting there going,
You dreaming.
It's what was, back in the day when I worked at Orion and
Yeah.
the Concept Series product, right? That was
Yes.
that was our year before launch to
Yes.
build a product, put it out in the field,
yes,
test it,
yep,
and go, yeah, it worked, or no, it didn't.
right,
So like the Concept Series 6.5 became
Yep.
the HCCA 6.5,
Yep.
and also the ADS 6.5, the component series the next year.
I remember Concept.
The GQ30, right? Remember the big, huge, big oval display with the
Yep.
up, down,
Yeah.
tossing in and out?
Yeah.
I mean, that was back in the late 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, okay, if we sit back and we think about all the old equipment that has come and gone and that we're just like,
Can I just have that back?
where did that go? I mean, like, dude, let's look at like a Kenwood radio. Used to have a fiber optic output on them. All of them did.
Right.
Like, we have one somewhere in here in a box
Yeah.
that is an antique piece of crap that had fiber optic output and that everyone would love and no one will do it. And it's like,
Right.
but hey, the AP4 GM61 has Toshlink output.
Right.
Factory right out of the box, so that's awesome.
Yep.
Now if we can just get everyone else to figure out to put that on their amplifiers and move on and so forth, and high-res audio, and yay! Okay,
Phoenix did it. The
Yes.
Cyclone woofers, the one-off,
yeah,
amplifiers, things like that. I mean, a lot of companies kind of forged their path by having those discernible products that made them,
yeah.
hey, look at me, kind of pay attention because we built something that no one else has.
Well, I think too, as a manufacturer, it's just you have to be willing to take that chance and throw something at the wall, and
Right.
then hopefully it sticks. If it doesn't, you just disavow it and make something else.
Or evolve it.
Well,
Tweak it, evolve it.
Disavow. We never
Right.
made that. We made this.
Right,
This
exactly.
was our first try. What are you talking
So-
about? Nonsense with you. So you were saying you had a BMW convertible.
Yep.
Did you load that thing down with sound?
I did not.
Really?
I did
You went full
Court-
BMW. Did you have
Court-
Nikes too?
No, I've never been a Nike fan. I've been a Vans guy. And then
Oh, Vans guy. I don't know.
Here, realistically now,
No,
I'm
I'm a
Asics.
solo guy when it comes to shoes. No one has these.
I can't.
That's okay,
can't do
man.
it.
No one can.
Ooh.
That's the
Ooh, easy.
Yeah.
It's the Halloween effect.
No, we were just talking about my shoes, and even God was mad. He was like,
Exactly.
"No,
Stop it.
no one
Don't-
likes those." It's funny. I actually tried Vans. I tried Vans for about a year, and I don't know. I didn't work for me. I tried Chuck Taylors. That didn't work for me. I've been wearing these the longest, and it's funny because no matter where I go, I always get the same thing. They'll be like,
What the hell are those
what the
things on
hell?
your feet?
And then I take
Gloves.
off and show them the socks, and then they
Right.
just lose it. They're like, "There's socks too!"
Yeah.
And everyone calls them feet gloves or toe gloves or some silly stuff like that.
Wear a glove for your feet.
So we didn't do anything to BMW.
We did the
Boston's.
MB Court speaker
Yes.
system for that.
MB
We
Court,
had
yep.
the QM 326s in that car.
Now those
So-
were fit for.
Those were factory drop-ins.
Those were the first.
Yeah, those are your first true factory
Yeah,
replacement
factory
speakers.
fit. Yeah, I
So-
remember those because we got excited about them. Then we saw the price and we're like, "We'll
Holy shit,
never sell
yeah,
those."
exactly.
And now they're all that price.
Yeah.
Chuck Taylors, whatever works for you, Dean. Yes, I know, and I'm happy
So-
with that. Yeah, those were cool. So looking back at all these strange companies that you've been with that have opened and closed and gone
Right.
bye-bye, I mean, I'd be honestly scared to be in this.
Trust me, there was like a year period where
Yeah.
I'm just going, do I really want to interview with these guys?
Yeah.
I'm looking into their financials. I'm like looking up their stabilities, like how long has this company been around?
Well, you ended up at AMP, which is even scarier because.
I tell you what, it's like I said, the thing, I talked to a lot of the people at AMP and look
Yeah.
at the tenure. That tells
Oh,
you a
yeah.
lot about the company.
Well, I mean,
And-
like we talk about Nathan. Nathan's been there forever. John's been there forever.
I mean, Audex is a solid company.
Yeah.
That's the company that owns us.
Yeah.
And they're solid. And we are owned by an investment firm. So it's, it's
Yeah.
not no. It's
Yeah,
not
you
a
got to
secret.
make money.
So but they're stable.
Yeah. And they're growing. I
Right.
mean, that's the one nice thing is the company is definitely growing.
Right.
You have your European division, which is Auto Leads.
Auto leads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in Australia, you have a guy down there that just licensed the name, but it's a huge company down there.
That's a whole another
That's
gamut, right.
yeah, he's huge down there. So, where to next?
Like I said, I mean, the you know, my 5-year plan.
Yes.
I mean, I
You
don't.
got one of those?
I do.
Oh damn!
I do.
My wife asked me that the other night, and I was like,
I have a 5 and a 10-year plan.
100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I can't see anything past that right now.
Right.
So you have
So-
a 5 and a 10.
Right. I mean, I literally, I want to ride my career out with AMP.
Yeah.
I figure, you know, I got another 10, 15 maybe left in me.
Okay.
I can't, as much as I love getting in the bay and doing the fab work, you know, it hurts
It
too
hurts.
much.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work.
You know.
I don't know, but I mean that's what they tell me.
Right.
You know, this whole install bay thing is whatever that is.
I mean, I still very much have a passion for the bay, because that's where I came from. You know, fabrication is just a lot of fun. I've had my hand in almost every single Phantom truck that we built. We're up to number 9 now. So other
Really?
than number 9, I did not touch number 9 at all this time. Just haven't had time
Right.
to work with the shop that was contracted to build it. But
Yeah.
they're all built in Florida
yeah.
by
Yeah.
my dealers or AMP's dealers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we talked about that with
So-
them, and I was like, "There's no chance, man."
yeah, and like I said, it just, you know, a lot of the builds, every build seems to evolve, and we do some replication. So yes, we have templates, and what?
Scott Franks, don't die is my 5-year plan.
Right? Yeah, I'm on that one too. So
Not gonna lie, pretty high on the list. So, so right now, obviously, we want to ride out being the Phantom. That's a fun gig for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, we're having a lot of fun with it.
Jeff. We'll be throwing
Bear
him
and
into the
Phantom
Phantom.
Phantom one.
Great.
Yeah.
That's my new plan.
Yeah.
Jeff's gonna bury me in the truck.
Linear transfer problem. Oh, that sucks. What just happened, Fernando?
Right now, I just keep doing it. So.
And we're still live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we don't know how much longer we're gonna be live. Anytime we see that, that means that there's something going wrong with the feed.
Understood.
Yeah.
With this storm
So
we're
we
having.
have 52 minutes.
Yeah, we're at
Actually,
52
yeah.
minutes. We have a huge storm going on outside right now. It's working. Okay, so we're still working. Good.
Yeah.
So let's talk. We didn't have one to talk about. We don't have one here. But let's talk about the new radio. So Stinger is getting into. We don't want to talk about the new radio.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
That's
And
okay.
We're gonna have a big launch in October.
Is it going to be October?
Yes. So the launch will
Okay.
be in October, and then we're looking at ship dates in and around November. So
Because they've shipped them now. They shipped out the first batch.
we.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, because we're hoping to do the review on them
Yeah.
and do all that fun stuff. All right, so we won't talk about the cool new radio that
Not
Stinger
yet.
has.
Next
But
time.
if you do want to see it, if you look at our footage when we were at Knowledge Fest, it's
That
the
was
radio
there.
on the wall behind me the whole time we were talking. So it is coming. It's going to be cool.
Soon.
Coonsy.
Yeah.
Soon. See, that's
Yeah.
if he says soon, that's what it is.
Okay, well then I won't lose any sleep over it.
So
Not that I sleep anyways. Well, heck. I'll let you know.
Awesome, John.
Okay.
so
wink,
let me
wink.
just selfless plug for half a second.
Yeah, by all means.
So there's 9 Phantoms in the territory.
Yes.
Right. So we've got
Yeah,
the
that's a good.
Florida
Yes.
Phantom.
Yes.
We've got Christian Venn that's up in the Carolina, Georgia market.
Okay.
We have Jason Denton who's up in the Mid-Atlantic market.
Yep, that's Ada.
Yep, Ada. That's Ada's guy.
Mm-hmm.
We have Steve Rogers that's in like the Louisiana, or not Louisiana, the Chicago, Dakota market up there.
Okay.
We have 2 guys in Texas, North,
Chicago, Dakota.
covers the Dakotas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Brave man.
Oof. Two
We
guys
have
in
2
Texas.
guys in Texas, so Mel Valdez is in North Texas, and
Yep.
Kevin Allen is in South Texas.
Yep.
We have Northern California, which is Northern California, Nevada, which is Nathan Larson, and then we have Mike Hall in the Pac Northwest. who, like I said, and then we have Rick Ross. Sorry, I left out Rick. Sorry, Ricky. Is in the Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi,
Okay, yeah, middle.
Alabama market.
Okay, the hurricane belt.
Yep.
I mean,
there,
the tornado belt.
right
Yeah.
there in the armpit.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's the
A
Phantom.
lot of guys are from there. I don't know if they like to turn the armpit.
If
If you're
any
in
of
any
the
one of those
Phantoms can
areas.
help, reach out, bring us into the stores. Let's sit down, let's talk. Because, like I said, we have a lot of things we can do to help any store.
Yeah, and it's a
So-
cool program.
Thank you, Jason.
We'll get you on here because we actually want to do a video of the truck. So
Okay.
what we'll have to do is schedule next time you're in town. That way you don't have to make the trip over for that because it's a
whatever.
drive. And we'll do a special just on the truck because they're really neat and they're fun.
There's Steve Rogers chiming in from North Dakota.
There you go.
Florida.
Gosh, man. Woo. Gotta be getting cold up there.
Captain America.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I know
Thank you, guys.
it's a drive,
Yep.
and we
No worries.
appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed having Mike on the show. Damn, that was one heck of a journey, man,
It's
to
a ride.
get to where you are here. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And I think it sucks that you're gonna have to drive home in this wonderful Florida weather, but you're used to it, just
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
a
rest of us.
Floridian.
Yeah. Oh
So-
yeah.
How do I
Rain and
get
lightning.
mine?
That's a Tuesday.
So just find me on Facebook and IM me, and we'll get together.
Yeah. All right, guys. As usual, that brings us to an hour. Brings us to the end of the show. That means we're gonna plug the stuff that we like to plug, which is D&F Tool Drawer is a place where you can find all the cool tools that we use in the videos. I had a guy talk to me today that was like, "Okay, I've got all the tools, so I'm ready."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really? That's awesome." Teespring/store/5 is a place where you can find all the cool shirts. 2 new ones are up. You have At the End of the Day, 5-star car stereo, and then the new Addiction 5-star shirt that's up there is for you to have.
Ada. Oh my God, man.
What did he say?
No, but you don't say it.
Oh, okay. No, don't say it. Okay. In that case, yeah.
Thank you, man.
Patreon, as we said, Patreon is a place if you want to support the show. Patreon, you get a shout out on the rebroadcast that goes up tomorrow night on YouTube, as well as if you're a Patreon member, you get the podcast video that no one else gets to see. That's just for you guys. It's something new we're doing. First episode of the new video podcast is up for the Patreon guys. We'll be doing one here again shortly. We try to do 2 a month right now. Hopefully we're going to get back up to 4 every week. Right now we're stuck at 2 because for one, we need topics. We need help on the topics.
Yep.
And then everyone else that wants to do the podcast is available on Podbeam, iTunes, and the Google Play Store. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's more stuff. Stickers, yes, we will be getting more stickers in.
Yep.
I talked to Butch last night, so we'll get some more stickers. If you need stickers, you can get them at 5-star sticker at yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Just give us your address, you get some stickers in the mail. We'll talk more about the stickers once I actually get the rolls in. I have a topic. I'm sure you do. All right, guys. Mike, thank you so much again for coming on.
Thank you, man.
You guys, thank
Appreciate
you
it,
so
guys.
much
Yeah.
for tuning
Thank you.
in and watching. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you again Saturday on the YouTube live show. Everyone be safe, be fun. How about some lanyards? Working on
talk
that,
about it.
Thomas. We'll talk about that more later.
Soon.
You guys have a great night. Bye.